Hey, my random weirdos. We're here for another Pagan Hour podcast. But not only are we here with the Pagan Hour podcast, we have a special announcement because we are here for an after party for dear Lady Ravenwood over here because she just hit 50K on TikTok. So we are celebrating. This is going to be a fun live stream of celebrations. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
I have a celebratory shot over here. Is anyone going to join me in it?
I will. I actually have a celebratory drink right here.
I'll take a
I got
shot
tea.
of my coffee.
Booyah! Coffee. Question is, do you have a bagel?
Oh, that's hot.
Creamy, cheesy. There we go.
But also, it's also a celebration of the fact that certain test results came out negative.
Yes.
Yay.
So there was a huge scare for the trip of Copper coming to California. There was a scare that possibly me and my husband were exposed to COVID. And we were waiting for the test results of Sunflower's daughter before her surgery to make sure that her daughter did not have,
in fact, have COVID.
Yes, because
okay. That is celebratory enough too. Yes, because now you're gonna get to go to California and you're gonna get to go to the beach. I'm so fucking jealous, you bitch.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited.
You guys, I can't wait to come and visit you.
I can't wait for that either because it's gonna be so much fun.
We're gonna go to the beach.
I know.
We're
I
gonna
gave
go to the beach.
Emmy the permission to do whatever the hell she wants with my hair.
Fresh
and curls.
Seafood. Fresh seafood.
I have a couple beaches that I know of
nothing.
that we are allowed to sit there and camp at.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yes. Fuck yes. Yeah.
So
first time I steal you off into the wilderness, we're gonna go camp on the beach for a week and eat seafood that we go and catch ourselves and shit, cook it over the open fire and crap, bitch. So yes.
Because the beaches I'm talking about have huge fire pits.
Yeah.
And they are fire pits that you can sit there and have fires all the way till I think about 10 p.m.
Do they have jetties you can go fish off?
Not today, police officer.
Avoiding that ticket, I see.
Yep. After I just completed traffic school and paid off that ticket.
So at the beach that I'm talking about that has areas you can camp at and has the campfires, there's a pier that's maybe like 20 minutes from the camp zones that we can fish off of.
Nice.
So yeah.
Because then we don't have to just fish for fish. They have little crab traps you can put on fishing lines, and we can just have a bunch of little crab traps, and we can have a bunch of other little traps.
We can also get the mussel hooks.
Yeah.
Because the mussels are all around the bottom of the pier. So we can actually throw down a hook.
Mussels? Are you kidding me?
To quite literally pull up a whole bunch of mussels.
Okay, so here's what you do. You get you some mussels, some crabs, lobsters. You're going to need red potatoes, corn, and...
Fuck yes, a fish boil.
And then you just put them all in a big old pot, let it go, and then you have your a seafood steam pot.
No, see, here's what I would do instead, because I've done the seafood steam pot, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But instead, hear me out on this. You toss that shit on a grill over the open fire, and then you take the shells and you put that into the stew pot. So then you've got the smoke mixed in with the shells, and then you strain out the shells after it seeps for a little while, and you make that shit into gumbo.
Yes.
Oh, don't forget about the shrimp.
Oh, don't forget about the shrimp. You gotta get shrimp. You gotta.
And then there's also fresh seafood markets that are right next to that beach.
Oh, and that's great, because then if you don't catch something and you really wanted that in there, like the mussels are gonna be great, and then the crabs and lobsters. Like maybe you don't catch a lobster, right? So then you just go get a couple of lobsters from the seafood market and you got lobster and
Yeah.
a
So
couple extra crabs so everyone gets some. But the fresh
So you
stuff,
said that there's some beaches that are open for people to sit on?
Not to sit on, to camp on.
Oh. Oh.
They're camp zones. So, once they kind of lift everything again where we're allowed to go camping and all that stuff, we can go camp on the beach.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
like,
Yeah.
because you're not going to be able to camp during this trip, but that doesn't mean you won't be able to get some ballin' ass seafood if you go to anywhere near a
Ooh,
beach.
I'll take you to the fucking boiling crab. Oh,
Mm.
oh.
I
The-
fucking love fresh seafood. I love fresh seafood more than any other meat in the world.
Here's the thing, boiling crab is a fresh seafood restaurant, but you order it by the pound.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay, so you can get anywhere between a pound of shrimp all the way up to a 2-pound king crab. And then you can
Sounds
also
like
get
bucket of
fish
crawfish here.
and stuff. They have crawfish too. They have crawfish. And you can pick your spice level. You can pick what vegetables go in it, and they bring it to you in a bag. And you wear this giant bib. The entire table's covered in paper, and you sit there and eat with your hands. They
I
don't.
love
They
it.
don't give you utensils. You eat with your hands.
Sweet with joy.
That's what bucket of crawfish is, but their
Like,
seafood has much to be desired.
I can survive with just a knife and a little bit of string. Like, I could make a bunch of different cool things, but
I will say the boiling crab is to die for. It's
I
so
love
good.
fresh seafood. I love camping. I love roasting things over fires. So this is all the things that I adore mixed all up in together. So if we can go camp on the beach for a week, I'll have a hella tan. I'll stop looking white as shit. Like, I'll start looking like my mixed heritage that I have.
Yeah,
And-
because here's the
and
cool
all
part.
of skin tone comes real well through it. Like, I start looking Mediterranean as fuck the second I get a tan.
Not only can you camp on this beach, you can also park trailers and RVs.
Nice.
And I have a 27-foot trailer that we can take out and have the trailer
All right.
where it's a safe zone.
And on that plan, let's punctuate that and whisper of a dream. Don't scare it away. Whisper of a dream. I'm gonna take a dab and then a shot.
Woo! Celebratory
Celebratory for what now?
for 50K followers on TikTok.
I did it. I finally made it. I started in November. I told my husband when I hit 1,000, I'm like, I am on my way. I'm going to be at 50,000 before you know it. And he's like, yeah. And so every milestone I've gotten to, he's like, come back to me when you've reached 50,000. Bitch, I just reached 50,000.
Woot, woot, yes, yes, woot, woot, yes, yes.
I promise you, I thought that he said that he would promise you. He had made a promise about something when you reached 50,000.
I mean, yeah, there's people out.
And I don't know if it was about, I can't remember if it was about camping or if it was about going out for the day into the woods.
I kind of remember something like that too, but I don't know.
I can't remember the details.
I remember what you're talking about, but I don't know what it was for.
I don't remember what it was for, but you know what I would really love to do? I don't know if it's even open for anyone to go walk around in, but I'd love for me and him to take an afternoon and go on a motorcycle ride. We're still waiting because he's got to register the bike. But once he's got the bike registered, we're gonna go on a motorcycle ride and we're gonna go around town probably. And there's this one place in the middle of Little Rock. Might be North Little Rock, but I think it's just Little Rock. There's this one place where there's this old windmill, and it's actually the old windmills that was depicted in the movie Gone with the Wind.
Oh wow.
It was never a true windmill, and they just left it up and built the city around it. It's nuts.
I like that.
But
That is
it's
cool.
so pretty and it's so scenic and it's on this little lake and the thing spins and you get to go walk around in it and it's so pretty. And so, but I love going on a motorcycle ride and I love going with him to go do things. And then, like, we can just go walk around a little bit. And
So
then there are other things I want to go on the hiking trails.
to anyone that is viewing this live stream, comment some things you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Like ask how Alyssa got to 50K, or ask little things that can help you further your content as well, because we don't mind sharing that information.
Right. I don't mind sharing that information. See, one of the tricks that I found, one of the main tricks that I found is that if you're going to be a personality on the internet, you've got to choose a position that you're going to be comfortable fulfilling for the rest of your life. If you do by chance go viral, if you do make a name for yourself, you're going to want to stick with that character that you have portrayed yourself to be. And I've always found personally for me, the easiest way to do that is to just be me. Because then I don't feel like I have to apologize for anything and I don't feel like I really have to justify anything. And that's much easier for me to do and not get burnt out on than playing a character.
I got some news.
Hmm.
Okay, so you know your first video that you put for the going on to YouTube when you
Yep.
first announced it?
Yeah.
Well, I did. You remember me duetting it?
Uh-huh.
It's on my partner's For You page.
Yay! Oh my goodness, it's on the Partners For You page. I'm so happy. That's so neat. Because just because you're just
You're always on my For You page.
you're not even on TikTok.
But I still watch it.
That is true.
No, I've been compiling because kind of like what you're talking about, I've been really deciding on what I want to bring out myself. So I've actually been putting in lists different things I want to do. So eventually there's going to be a lot of content all at once. It's just I have to be confident enough to put it out there and actually do it.
And that's what's fantastic.
I'm still waiting on certain things to
All
come
of
in
us-
to do those things.
Well, see, what's really great about working with a team like this is that you don't have to be 100% ready in order to start getting compiled content. Because the thing is that just fact of the matter, you are not going to hit it viral first video. It's not going to happen. That is one in like a billion. It doesn't happen. You are going to maybe hit viral after the 1,000th video. You're going to maybe hit viral after the 2,000th video, but you're not going to hit viral on the first video. So just get a vague idea of who you want to be, but let it be a little bit loose. Let your social media presence.
Yeah, you know me better than that, though. I overanalyze everything before I
Well,
do
your
it.
social media presence is a mask that you wear. It is authentically you. You have built it to look a specific way uniformly in public. And that is something that all of us indulge. We realize that this is not the quote real you. This is the camera you. This is the this is the happy faces, public faces. And we acknowledge that and just let that flow forward. So just be your best version of you and then let that flow however it's going to. If you overanalyze it too terribly much, instead of it seeming authentic, it's going to seem ultra scripted. And you want this mask to be like makeup. Like, I don't seem inauthentic because I've put on lipstick, do I? But I look more me. I look a bit more put together, a little bit more centered in myself than I would if I had not had
My presence won't be me, though. Not this one.
Not that one, no. But I'm just saying, like, get the general idea down.
But
then let the character develop for what it's gonna be.
I will throw this out there. Think of your reading you got yesterday, and then think of
Mhm.
your content creation.
Uh-huh.
That way you can analyze it, but also take it into the consideration of what your reading said.
You know, I'm just waiting for something to pop out from the corner.
Please. Oh God, I would love to see something to pop out of that corner right there.
Something strange. That would be fun.
Something
Like-
just goes, hello? Never mind.
My spine keeps adjusting and I keep wanting to take off the corset, but then my spine adjusts just a little bit more and I'm like, no, I guess I do need to keep it on.
You do.
But it's been a
Mhm.
while.
It has, but it's always good to leave it on a little longer than what
You're
you intended
necessarily
for.
comfortable with, yeah.
Yeah. Because then you know after you take it off, your back is going to feel 10 times better than it did
It
when.
really is. And I can't get this sort of relief with even just normal back brace.
Hmm
is
That's
the
why
thing.
I love my corset too. I need to actually pull out my corset and start using it again. I haven't pulled it out in a while, but I need to
But
start
that's the
using my corset
reason,
again.
for those
Need a
who
new
might be
one of
wondering,
my
that's the
bones
reason
broke.
why I keep shifting, because as I move, I'm putting tension along where the corset is pulling in on my spine. So the S shape is straightening out. And so instead of this part going this way and then that way, or wait, no, at least that way and then this way. Right. So
Mhm.
instead of tilting this way, it's pushing back in the center and straightening everything out. And every time I shift, I'm feeling little tiny itty bitty pops on the inside of my spine. You can't hear them, but I feel them in my soul.
That's how
The
you know when
The
you're
alcohol
way
uncomfortable.
you
and the
said that.
dabs. The alcohol and the dabs help, yo, so much.
I just love the way you said it though. I just
I
feel
know,
it
right?
in my soul.
In my
I
soul.
do though. It fucking hurts. It hurts a lot less than it would if I tried to do this shit sober though. I can't do this sober without crying, like bawling, like ugly crying, sobbing, and can't fucking breathe in pain.
I'm
Crying.
like, just don't have me
So
tie your corset because I tie corsets exactly how they used to back in the day.
yeah,
And
see, mine is drawn from the middle so it can be self-laced instead of pulling from the top to the bottom.
yeah,
That's just because I can't do top from the bottom on my own, and no one's going to sit here and tie my corset at the beginning of the day. But speaking of which, I think maybe part of the reason why I'm getting uncomfortable is because it is adjusted enough that it now needs to be tightened a little bit more.
yeah.
Because after a while, and this was the first tightening you'll recall,
Mhm.
from my other video when I was live on my YouTube. And after a while, your spine starts adjusting and then it starts feeling a bit loose, which kind of makes it feel like off putting and off centered. So stretching a little bit, moving and like adjusting your body to the pressure.
Especially since you also had your back pop too.
Several times, yeah. And then my husband popped my upper back and I gained about a half an inch in height there just from sheer straightening power of that pop.
Mhm.
Like it was a big deal. Yeah.
No, when
Oh,
I
it hurt.
do corsets on people because I used to do them for people in for Ren Fair, I would have them hold on to a pole,
Yeah.
and I
You gotta
would
hold on to a pole and like hook your fingers and like that
uh-huh
because otherwise you're gonna get tugged.
because I'll
Yeah,
use
I've done that for
because
the shows.
I've put my foot around them where my foot is sitting on the pole, and I am pulling and yanking that thing until it is as tight as they like it,
Yeah.
and as tight as it's comfortable too, especially being in heat.
Oh God, yeah. The tighter it is, the hotter you're gonna get. Have a handheld fan. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of winter. You're gonna want a handheld fan if you are in a corset or back brace, for that matter. I had one in a back
Well,
brace.
I mean, that's what one of the drag queens that I know, that's what she does. She holds onto the door frames because there's no pole. I mean, she holds onto the door frames while one of the other drag queens just yanks on that corset, like just pulls it.
Yeah.
And she'll have it so tight where she could barely breathe and bend over.
Yeah, cause the corsets that I used to wear underbust corsets, but I also had one that was a slight bust corset, so it was like very bottom of my bust, but it was enough to um hold them up where I needed it without wearing a bra. And it was tied in the front. So I would have to put my hands behind me, hold the pole, wrap my feet around that pole, so that way I can hook my toes behind the pole while somebody pulled it from the front for me. And I would sit there with my boobs up to here because of this corset. And I adored it because it
Isn't
was,
it such a weight off your back and shoulders though? Because
especially
trust me,
because this one came up and over the shoulder and it was a full back piece that was in the
oh
back.
nice.
So I
Now
was
see,
able to keep my back
I'm in
properly.
at the beginning of the summer when I started and I was at Hoarder House, I was a size A in the breasts. I had really slimmed down all over my body from the baby. And those were one of the first things to go. I have plumped back up to a D cup since I got back to Arkansas. I don't know what it is about my body in Arkansas, but apparently my body likes Arkansas.
Yeah.
And so that has led to the really interesting conclusion that I have come to rediscover, which is that large breasts are painful
They
and it makes your
are.
back hurt.
Cause
And so,
I sit either in it depends on the brand. I sit between a triple D and a E.
yeah, I've been at double D and I've been about a double D and a half is the biggest I ever got.
So I sit in between there. So whenever I wear a corset, it quite literally looks like they're in my chin.
Yeah.
I love it though because it gives me so much support off my back
Yeah.
that I can relax my
That's
shoulders.
because like it's suddenly instead of being rested on your back, it's rested on your hips.
Mhm.
Because it's like all the weight is right here and it's just like my back can relax and I don't have to actually be laying down in the meantime.
Yeah, because the funny
Fucking
thing is
lovely.
that anytime I did Ren Fair, and I love Ren Fair, a
And
lot
they're
of
so
my
fun.
thicker girls would come to me and be like, "How
Mhm.
do you survive the heat in a corset? I can't even do it. I had to take it off." I was like, "Here's the thing. I will prefer the relief off my back over the heat.
Yeah, right.
I will sit
Like
there and spritz myself and take a fan to cool myself down." And this is a trick I taught any of the bigger girls that were doing shows for Ren Fair. And I would teach them that spritz yourself a little bit, far enough away where it's not going to mess up the makeup you have, and then fan yourself right after that.
right. That takes your temperature down so hardcore. Like I grew up doing fairs and festivals and rodeos and shit like that. So it's completely natural to me to do those sorts of things.
Cold water
Mhm.
on your wrist.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, on your ears, on the shells of your ears, and just all over your ears, the back of your neck as well. But really, one of the best places they get me if I am overheated, I'm not kidding. You guys, at some point or another, you may encounter me overheating at a campsite. If that happens, take something cold, put it between my boobs.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Immediate between and under my breasts or behind my knees. I guarantee it is going to, or like my elbows, but like Just honestly splash me all over with water. Just get a bucket of like lake water and toss that shit on me. I will recover and I will thank you for it. Even if I shriek, I will love the feeling of it at the
Yeah,
same time.
because
Because I've been overheated before. Trust me.
one of the other
Cover my
tricks
ass in cold water.
one of the other tricks is I would take a napkin and I'd put 2 ice cubes and I'd throw it on the back of my neck
Ah, yes.
when I'm
Also,
wearing a full corset.
I'm not being paid by the Frog Tog Company. Get a frog tog. That got me through 2 different children being born.
Yes.
Frog togs are fucking glorious if you need to cool down and the only thing you have available is water. Take it with you on hikes. It saved us in the desert. All 3 of my children had a bunch of frog togs. We just would get wet with the water and we would just put them all around their head and just sit them in the shade with like a fan. And then they were nice and cool where otherwise they might be sweltering in the heat. Like that plus the moving air from outside with the windows down driving in the evening was one of the main ways we survived getting through the desert in
Yeah.
that 20-year-old Subaru.
One of the things that I love about my husband's work is they'll take care of the workers. And so they have a FedEx styled frog tog.
Nice.
And it says FedEx right across the top of it, and you can definitely wear it Rambo style, but I'll take it and I'll put it on my neck because I overheat too easily in heat because of my hypoglycemia and my anemia.
Uh-huh. I'm not anemic, thank goodness, but
I had the unfortunates of becoming anemic, and I was like, why, what? I used to be too high on iron skills. I used to have like a 14 on iron skills, and now I'm down to 9, where you're supposed to be up like at 11, but I was at 9. When I found out I was anemic, I was right there at 8, almost to 7, where they almost had to do a blood transfusion on me.
yikes, that's bad.
They kept me in the hospital for I think 6 hours that day.
I'm not going to bother tying it pretty because if I try tying it pretty, it's going to hurt my arms.
Yeah.
And I'm going to end up out of breath way more than I'm willing to deal with right now. So we're going to tie it not as pretty because it's going to have sash over it anyway. And if you think I'm not going to take a corset with me out into the wilderness, you do not know me. I'm taking at least one ankle brace too. I'm taking at least 1 ankle brace and 1 knee brace and 1 wrist brace.
Here's the thing.
Just because I know me. I know me and I am bound to end up fucked up one of those things. We will have full first aid kit, bitches.
Yes, one of the things that I like doing is taking full garb out to the wilderness because somebody stumbles across you in full garb. They're like, did you just travel back in time?
No,
Who are you?
What's crazy? What's crazy is if you do crazy occulty makeup before you start out on the trail. Anyone sees you on the trail in full occult makeup and they leave you alone. I love doing that because as a woman that is so powerful, if you look scary occulty, like I'm going to curse your entire life. Like they're gonna leave you the fuck alone. That's why I mark everything that I have with some sort of protective occultive symbol, even if it's not one that I agree with. If it looks like equivalently evil, I am all for it because that is just protection for me. It's one of the reasons I love eyeballs, and it's one of the reasons why I'm kind of ticked off I got this snake object. I love it though. I love it. The one I'm really waiting for, you guys. The one I'm really waiting for is the necklace with the eyeballs in it. It looks like little doll eyes have been captured and put into a necklace, like little people eyes. It looks nuts. I'm waiting for it in the mail. I have not received it, but that is going to be one of my favorite pieces of jewelry for all of time, if only because it makes people uncomfortable.
I'm super excited. I got a new phone today.
What?
Congratulations. My phone
It has
is
the cool. It
old
has the
and
coolest
cracked, but
things.
still works pretty darn well.
Well, I
Um,
only got a new one because my hubby's decided to stop charging, so we both got an upgrade.
What kind of phone did you get?
It's a Moto G
Wait,
stylus.
I'm gonna go search for a blanket or
Ooh.
something to put underneath
It had
my
one
chair so that my
First
knees
good
don't
thing
hurt.
is it has 127 gig internal storage.
That is amazing.
That by itself is a great feature. Then everything else, like camera and everything else, is comparable to like the Note 10
Okay. So,
for like $200 versus 1,000.
yeah. The one reason why I went with iPhones is because its camera quality is absolutely amazing. Because on my specific phone, I can sit and record in 1080p or 4K if I choose so. And I love it because it's so small and compact that I can take it anywhere. But the whole reason why I didn't want to record on my phone is because I wanted the camera that I've been
I don't
looking
know.
for so
That
long.
just stock wise for just the camera, that is just fucking amazing for
Uh-huh.
stock. Like my favorite one is this spot color. So like me and you and several of us have beautiful colored hair, and say we want that to be the spotlight color. So I only everything else needs to be black and white, but I want to see the blue. I can click on it, and it'll gray out everything except the blue or the green or whatever color
That
I.
is cool.
It is so cool. Like that is the coolest feature ever, I
I'm
think.
like, I'm super excited because now I can record all the videos I need to without
Yeah, that's
having to
super
take the
cool too.
storage on my phone to Wazoo. Even though my storage on my phone is connected to the cloud and all my stuff goes to the cloud, I still prefer a camera over the storage on a phone.
Yeah. Oh, I unplugged it.
But I'm
Why
so
didn't
glad
you?
I got this because this right here, this camera is one of the top professional vlogging cameras. And it's
Mhm.
the Canon PowerShot SX730HS. And the quality it gives for video and for photo quality is absolutely amazing. Like it's so vivid and crisp. It's insane.
No, that's cool.
So I'm super excited to create content with this camera. Soon, y'all on YouTube will see the new content with that camera. It's going to be a lot of fun because there's going to be some hiking adventures, beach adventures, and it's going to be mainly with Copper. But there's also going to be makeup videos that I'm going to be coming out with using that camera. And I'm super excited because I have um, kind of laxed on doing makeup videos for my channel because I've been
Mhm.
hyper focused, I should say, on doing this podcast.
So
But
much.
now I can sit there and do this podcast, but I can also do my makeup videos. And then also create nature content too. So
No, that's super cool.
Oh,
I'm just super excited.
I can't do nothing with her.
Color very well.
I had to
Too
switch
dark.
out the shorts I was in.
Color too much. There we go. That's no saturation.
She's too cute. All she wants is mama.
No, she wants mama to let her down.
Ah,
Like, and in the corset, that's a little bit easier said than done.
uh-huh.
Right.
I will try. Come here a little bit. Oh, hi. I got it. Can I get kiss kiss? Oh. Down we go. Bend at the knees. Oh, she needs a diaper change. Diaper. When you're finished with your smoking, can you? When you're finished with your smoke, can you give her a diaper change? Thank you. You guys, I had to switch into this skirt because those pairs of shorts were just not working. Honestly, if you're gonna wear a corset, you should probably wear either really loose jeans or just a skirt.
Yeah, I prefer wearing a skirt.
Because with the skirt, you can just lift it up to go to the bathroom and you don't actually have to adjust anything about the waistline.
And I specifically like wearing, if I'm wearing my corset, I specifically like wearing gypsy style skirts.
Mm-hmm. They just work. They're just they're more functional that way. Oh. Okay, so now my body, you guys, is adjusting to the tightening.
Yeah, it only pulls out the blue.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that.
Like, no, I thought that was the coolest feature out of everything. And then it has like a night vision, so if you like click on a certain spot, it'll give it a little extra light in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's super cool. I'm happy. I like it.
The one other thing about this camera is also records in low light. So
Yep.
if you're like in a dark room and there's like maybe the same amount of light that is showing here, it'll show it vivid enough where it doesn't look like you're in the dark.
No, that's cool. I'll always prefer an actual camera over everything
So,
else. But
I
I
couldn't find a blanket, but I found a
like
really soft robe.
just the ones that they gave
So I'm gonna put
the
that down.
ability for.
And that's gonna be what I feel under my knees instead of the carpet, and that's gonna be so very splushy and nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's
Can you get
Hello.
back here then, please?
Welcome
Let's-
to the live stream. Currently live?
our pitiful fires.
Oh no. It needs to live.
Oh, that feels so much better on my knees, y'all.
Here's the thing. If that was my camp, the fire would still be roaring by 4 a.m. in the morning.
If you're okay with doing the chopping of the firewood, I'm good with gathering it because I'm no good with the chopping. I do not have that upper body strength in my arms. It hurts too much.
That's why I use a saw.
Yeah. So, like.
But it's quiet. It's quiet. Everybody.
All right. So the being out of breath is just your body getting used to how you have to breathe when you have the corset on and you have that pressure in place.
Mhm.
It's perfectly normal.
And
You
the
know,
shortness of breath whenever you're tightening or you're wearing a corset is what makes your body hotter.
Yes, but it is okay because this is going to actually move my muscles back into place. After having 3 children, even as good as I look, I have a little bit of discrepancy in the strength of connectivity between muscles going horizontally. And so if I really want to in, I have to push it into place and then adjust and move and tighten my muscles to get them used to staying in that location. Not to say doing a workout, but just like what I'm doing here where I'm shifting and I'm tightening those muscles inside those confines is causing them to be guided back into place by gently pushing against that counter pressure that is the mold of the waist training corset. And honestly, can I just say, now that it is tightened enough to the point that that one panel is fully extended across my back, it's
Mhm.
it makes
Ooh.
a difference. That supportive panel is a big deal.
I'm loving the fire pit content because y'all look, you get to see some camping content right here.
Yes.
Our little owl here.
I brought it back. I brought it back to life.
Our little owl here
Oh.
is actually camping currently, and has a wonderful
We're
fire.
I
gonna-
fixed it. I brought it
We're
back
gonna
to life.
have a
They're
bunch
down
of-
there. They're about to kill themselves.
We're
They're
gonna
trying to. All right, Abby, where do you want me to put this?
we're gonna have camping content regularly on this channel, you guys. I'm just warning you here and now. So if you ain't hear about the camping content, you can go on. Most witches really do love a good camping, though.
Oh yeah.
Good
I love
camping.
camping.
I
I
love
love camping.
I love camping.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
pretty.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my
What?
gosh, it's so pretty.
Oh, Danit's necklace that she's showing was
I'll tell you guys,
gorgeous.
I can't wait to get my
Oh
eyeball.
wow. That is pretty.
That is gorgeous. You need to wear it on your forehead.
Oh, ow.
You need to wear it right there across the forehead.
And we also like doing all of that. I haven't for a very long time. This one surprised me. I wasn't
That's
expecting
super pretty.
all
Oh,
of the.
that was lovely, you guys. I'm fine. Ooh, pretty, pretty.
That is gorgeous.
You guys, just leaning like that, my back popped in 5 different locations right around the bottom of my rib cage, which is where it doesn't like to pop ever. And it's
Oh.
just like,
Okay, that is sick. I love that.
yes.
At Walmart for $1 right now.
That is sick. I fucking love that.
Yeah, I got like 85 stickers. I'm gonna bomb my house with them.
I'm receiving, I think we're about to receive 150 stickers here soon.
Nice.
And some of them are for me, some of them are for my husband, and the ones that my husband got are these Dragon Ball Z ones that are also cannabis friendly. So they're
Nice.
Canna Dragon Ball, which is cool. And then he got me a huge collection of witchy stickers that I'm excited for.
Woot.
Are they killing the fire? Don't kill it.
I think this is supposed to be quartz, but that looks like glass.
It does. The thing is,
That's
do you feel the energy of the quartz there? If you do, then it's possible you got a very clear piece of quartz. But that looks like glass.
Yeah. It's glass. It's so pretty.
They killed the fire. Why would you do
This
such
is
a
the first
thing?
time I've had alcohol in weeks, you guys. Can I just say my muscles are loving it? I'm twisting and turning in ways I haven't twisted and turned in. And it's partly because not just of this corset, but because of this little cushion. Because I've got more options of ways to sit now.
No offense, little owl, but your camping buddies there just suck.
They killed the fire.
They killed the fire. It looks like it's gonna die.
It's gonna die. No.
A fire is an essential
Ooh,
thing.
pretty.
It needs help, and I don't have enough strength to help it. I just don't have the willpower to help it anymore.
They just decided to murder that fire. That is sad. That is sad.
Who even are these creators? I've never
Why not?
met any of these
Why not?
people.
72 is here. Ruru will be here.
I don't know who they are.
Oh, I'm walking in the dark,
This is the thing.
barefoot, and I
I
don't know where I'm
know.
going.
I don't know any of these people, darling. You've tapped the side of TikTok. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Like,
Kinda.
congrats to you. Like, booyah. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know any of these people, so I have no reference for which to judge them.
If you had
um,
a spotlight, I would tell you to go
I'm
by the
so
water and show us the
That's-
water.
I'm.
water.
Hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second.
Okay. You know what though? She should just go live during the day.
Right? Show us that
And you know what?
nature.
right?
Yep.
But like, no, my husband is gonna take me camping at some point. He has promised he's gonna take me camping, which means that he's gonna take me camping. We already have most of the camping equipment. We just need another blow-up mattress, and we need a babysitter for a weekend.
Walmart has blow up mattresses that are for anywhere between $11 to $20.
I've seen them as low as $7.99 in the right season, where we can go and get those. That's no problem. We already have a tent. I used it all summer. I know exactly where all my camping equipment is. I have all of my cast iron and then some. And so if we could get like a babysitter for a weekend, he and I could go spend Friday, Saturday, and then leave back for home Sunday.
Yeah.
We could go have a nice time. And or, some other middle of the week sort of thing, like a 3-day trip. And then he and I could go and chill out in the wilderness for a few days and just leave the kids with like my sister-in-law for a couple of days. Like whenever she feels like she's feeling up to it, we can arrange that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because and I very specifically want to go camping with my husband and without the children.
That way you and him can get some alone time.
We go get freaky in the woods.
It's the best way to put it because, yes.
We gonna get freaky in the woods. There will be rope involved.
Woo! Tie you from a tree, hang you like arms up. Oh yeah.
Hence the hike into the location. Yes, that's exactly what I have in mind.
Fucking Shibari styled tree rigging. Yes.
Oh yeah, he's gonna learn the Shibari method thing that makes it safe to hang people from. Because there's a specific method you can use that you can hang people. We're already getting the rope together.
Especially because the way that he does it can benefit your back as well.
Exactly. Well, and that's basically one of the reasons. It's not all kinky sex shit, you guys. Get your brain out of the gutter. Sometimes I just need to be strung up from my ankles for the sake of my spinal health. Okay. Whether or not I am having sexy time with my husband at the same time is none of your business.
Because Shibari not only could be a sexual thing, but Shibari could also be a very therapeutic thing.
What's fun is I actually had a friend of mine who did it as sort of a massage. And so what they would do is they would put you and they would hang you by your knees. Like they'd wrap up your knees into little cocoons, join it together, and hang you just full on by your knees. So it's just your pelvis hanging down. And you'd be in like a tank top or some whatever or not a tank top, like a bikini top or something that would cover.
Yeah.
Maybe a sports bra that wouldn't let it fly out the top. And there would be oil involved. And basically what they would be doing is they would be sitting there and you'd be hanging down and they'll take your thumbs and just press down and just gently use gravity to extend your spine as they're massaging you. Yeah. And I can tell you from personal experience, that shit is orgasmic enough. Sex doesn't even need to be involved.
Because the amount of popping in your back that happens when that happens, oh my god, the relief and the pleasure of the relief.
Envious. It really would. It's just the relief, especially
do y'all hear the water?
Yes.
Especially though if they use like hot oil.
Yes. Oh god. One of my favorites is this cream that we would use because when I was a massage therapist, we'd use many different lotions and creams and oils.
Yes.
One of my favorite ones is actually called BioFreeze.
Oh, I've used that.
I love BioFreeze so much because it gets cold first. And I mean icy cold more than icy hot does. And then it would heat up and just really release everything.
Right. And then can you imagine being suspended at the same time? Like, and being massaged
and now y'all
at
are
the
making
same
me
time?
wish I was camping with just my husband. Thanks, guys.
There's like,
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
There's just like, for real, there's no reason to even have sex involved in that equation. That is just good for your health right there. That's all that is. That is Ravenwood approved, good for your spinal health.
Here's the thing: a lot of
Vertical
people,
suspension massage.
kink shame because they don't understand that it does not have to be sexual to be a part of a kink. And
It doesn't. I love being tied up and hanged. It has nothing to do with being touched. Don't fucking touch me at that point.
Because-
At that point, talk to me and hang out because I feel so nice right now. I'm in a little cocoon like a butterfly.
because I've been in the kink community for a while now, and you would think when I first came into it, I had the same thoughts. I had, oh, this is just gonna be some kind of orgy or whatever. No, it was absolutely not that. I was
It's
baffled. It was, yes,
Therapeutic.
it was therapeutic, but yes, you were getting these certain pleasures, but it wasn't sexual. It was
It's
in a
not
way
always sexual.
to
Sometimes it can
relax
be, and that
you.
can be therapeutic too. But no, it's not always sexual, and that's the thing that astonished me. But for the fact of the matter is, like, I didn't even realize it was a kink for the longest time because it didn't involve sex. I've been being suspended with being tied up in ropes, like. When you live festival life, eventually you're going to stumble upon it. And if it doesn't actually involve a sexual element, you don't necessarily make the connection, first off. But I'll tell you what, being strung upside down and then massaged has done more for my back than any chiropractor could ever fucking hope to.
Because one of my good
Especially
friends,
if you're with a safe partner who you know is not going to go past your boundaries and make it sexual if it's not meant to be.
one of my good friends who's a rigger, rigged
Mhm.
me up upside down, and the way that she did my legs, she went from the knees, but she did two separate ones on each leg, and then she did this real beautiful braided look on my
In the
legs.
center.
And
Yeah,
it
that's
went
what he did.
all the way down my ankles.
It was kind of like froggy style a little bit, and then all the way down to the ankles, and then it hung up from the middle, and it sort of looked like Spider-Man if you put your hands in the middle. But I was too busy relaxing because, oh my god,
Alyssa,
And-
what is on your finger?
The
this is a cigarette holder. It is a little pair of hands that hold my cigarette for me.
yeah,
That's fucking great. I want one.
Because I'm extra as fuck and I do not apologize.
she had rigged me up and had me hanging where my back was just releasing, and all I did was bring my hands above my head, and I just
Right.
allowed myself to relax. And then she came up behind me, and I didn't know she was going to do this part for me, but she started pushing pressure points in my back.
Oh, right. Isn't
And
that the best?
immediately my back started cracking in places I never knew it could crack.
Oh my god, it's the best.
I need
Especially
my
when
backpack.
especially okay, you know that achy feeling you get when it feels like it needs to pop, but then after a while it just fades in the background because it never fucking pops and you just get used to it and then it finally gets relieved and you're just like like seriously.
I would love to experience this, guys. I really would.
That's amazing.
I'm a
It is-
rigger, so if we
oh, so
ever meet up,
gorgeous.
I have no problem rigging.
Dude, teach me.
Bring the ropes for our camping trip, yo. You are gonna rig me upside down like Spider-Man, and I'm just gonna hang there for like a half hour.
And the thing is
I
I'm also a
ever-
massage therapist because I can sit there and go ahead and massage out
If
everything
you teach
too.
me how to do the riggings appropriately, I will reciprocate, and you'll get an upside down massage too.
I need
Because-
one.
Because I know how much that fucking
I need
means.
one.
That shit feels good,
Me,
and they
me,
feel
me.
better for months.
And here's the thing, I've rigged with both rope and chain.
Oh wow, I've never done anything with chain.
Chain is interesting because with the chain, depending on where the chain sits on the body, there's a layer of cloth you put between the chain and your skin, and it's a very
Okay, see,
padded.
because I've done it with leather straps attached to chain.
Yeah, but this is actually the chain on your body, but with a layer between the chain and your skin, so there's no pinching happening.
Mm.
But the chain gives more support than the rope does.
Oh,
I can't wait to see this little area before
No.
sunrise.
It's gonna look gorgeous.
Like, I legit never get up before sunrise, and I'm going to set my alarm for sunrise. And
Do
sit here.
it.
So do you know anything, any rigs that deal with the upper back? Because that part of my back is wanting to really pop, but it's not popping. And I
Same
can't do
with
it.
me.
Your speaker's off again.
I know some shibari techniques that I can make a shibari rope corset for the upper back.
Quinn, no.
So that way it
Sweet.
can it'll straighten you up. It'll also pop certain places because the way I place the knots go on either side of the spine and sit right on either side. So if you move in a certain way, it's going to pop your spine. And the only thing is that it looks very provocative from the front because it solos out your boobs,
Mm. Mhm.
Okay.
but it helps the back so much.
They're
You need
screaming.
to go to
I
bed.
I don't mind
It's after
the singling
12.
out of boobs because I have a corset it's a front laced one, and it
You hear her? She said
accentuates certain aspects.
No, this will separate your boobs.
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but they're fucking screaming.
Eh,
What, they're yelling? Are they fighting again?
The fucking kids are fucking screaming like bloody mother. This is my little
goodness.
spot. And there's no
I got
bugs
your
over here.
toes.
I'd
I
like
got
to
your
I'd
toes.
say that there's no bugs over here. Over by our campsite, there's fucking swarming.
Well, is there food trash there?
No, we just burned everything.
Daddy.
Usually the smell of the burning of the food wrappers will bring gnats.
Yeah.
Perfume also brings gnats.
No, leave those alone. Thank you. You've stolen
why-
enough of my earbuds this week.
That's why whenever you were to if you ever went to a camp as a kid, like one of those camps that you would go to over the summer, they tell you not to bring any perfume or body spray because the gnats will bug you.
Yeah, and that's why you don't
I know. I
take
used to be
body
a Girl
spray
Scout.
when camping. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's just me, but I actually like the smell of my natural scent. Like, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either.
Other people doesn't bother me that much either. It's like, as long as it's just regular because it's hot outside sweat, doesn't mean you're filthy.
Mm-hmm.
It just means it's hot outside and you're a human that smells like that.
I'm like, that's normal.
That's normal. People
And
put such an emphasis on body odor.
yeah, the thing is it's
just like
normal.
I
though.
can't. There was a young lady in the bathroom with us, and like you could hear her slowly opening her pad, like she's trying to hide it. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, sweetheart, I'm a female too. Like I get
A lot of people are
I'm
like
sorry,
that,
are we
though.
not all grown adult women who have had menstrual cycles every month? If we
No.
were lucky enough to be born in the correct body?
The thing
No,
is
because
No, because you're, but the rest of us are female. You're one of the chicks now. Deal with it. You
Here's
just
one
happen
of
to
the
have been
things.
lucky to be born without periods.
One of the things about me is I don't give a shit. I'm gonna rip that bitch open. You're gonna hear me go quick, quick.
I don't even use pads. Are you fucking kidding me? Nah, I use a menstrual cup, and if I have to boil water to clean that shit in the woods, is what I'm gonna fucking do.
The thing
You
is
think
my
I won't?
husband will physically wait for people to get out of the bathroom so he can use the bathroom, and I'm like, we all pee and poo.
Everyone poops. Pooping is logical.
I'm like, it's not a surprise.
There's actually a Spock-based book called "Pooping is Logical," specifically for young sci-fi nerds.
The only thing I get embarrassed by is when I'm taking a shit and I fart.
That doesn't even bother me. I'm just like,
It
that
doesn't
feels
bother
weird.
me. Like,
I have no shame.
I don't
my
either.
body, my
And, like,
bodily functions. When I make a funny noise, I'm like, that's odd. I apologize for nothing.
I don't
it was funny
apologize
because-
for it. I just get embarrassed.
I don't get embarrassed.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, I just like sitting here listening to her open her pad so slowly, like breaks my heart. And I'm like, I don't want to say anything because that's weird, but like I am trying to go to the bathroom and you're disturbing me by just slowly ripping it.
It's like that's why I got cloth pads and I got the menstrual cup because it doesn't make that noise and
Here's the
nobody
thing.
give a shit.
For me, I can't use the menstrual cups, nor can I use tampons. Tampons hurt me, and then menstrual
Have you
cups.
tried the smaller size? Oh, that's unfortunate, honey. I'm so
I
sorry.
can't use
So-
the
I'm
cup
so glad I
either.
got mine taken
Use
care
the
of, and I don't got
menstrual
worried
cup
about period
because of a.
ever.
For a while, I couldn't use the menstrual cup because of a scar near my urethra from where my son decided to claw me on his way out of my my uterus.
Ow!
I evicted him from my uterus, took it at great contempt, and he was born with his arm like this and his little baby claws ripping the inside of my vagina the whole way out. He's actually really lucky he didn't break his arm.
Yeah.
The doctors
He
told
just
me I
didn't
was
want to
really
come out. He's just
but
like,
they
no,
had
no.
to bring in a surgical consult in order to make sure they didn't accidentally sew up my urethra.
Yeah.
In fact, they had someone waiting around, waiting to have me prove that I could urinate before I could be cleared to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't because all of my internal organs are like shifted weird when I was born. Like I was born
Yeah.
with hip sockets and stuff, and so everything inside is all weird. So mine is actually completely tipped backwards. So like when I had my kids, they were all like they were sunny side up kids, and it was nothing but back, and they shattered my tailbone. both times.
Yikes.
Like
I
but
was
that's
really
why is because
lucky
everything's tipped backwards.
I was really lucky. As odd as my body is, it is perfectly designed to bring children into this world. I had no problem with any portion of any part of my 3 pregnancies. And the last baby was born an hour after my water broke. So, like, it was an hour and 11 minutes.
So for me, the doctors told me at an early age, if you plan to have children in your future, we have to do C-sections no matter what. It's the way my hips are curved in because I was born with curved in hips.
That would block them from being able to get out. Their head wouldn't fit through their pelvis.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
They were surprised I wasn't bow-legged.
Yeah.
I am slightly pigeon-toed, but I'm not bow-legged. But my hips were curved in, not extremely, but just slightly enough to
I gotta stand up.
make the doctors completely concerned. If I were to have children, I would have to get C-sections. It's a no option choice.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I have scars on my stomach from when I had the ovarian cyst taken out. So these scars that I have on my stomach wouldn't allow me to go ahead and do the pushing because I could easily get a hernia.
Yeah.
Because one of the scars is directly from inside of my belly button to the bottom of it. So it's a scar about this big.
Yeah, so it's almost like you had a cesarean already, and those muscles aren't going to knit back together the same
And then
way.
I have 2 scars on the bottom of my stomach that go this way.
Mhm.
That were from the laparoscopic portion of that surgery.
Mhm.
So I have 2 small cuts that are maybe about an inch wide on the lower portion of my stomach. So either way, if I wanted to try natural childbirth, I couldn't. It will cause hernias for me.
This has been on for long enough, you guys. That is all my back can take. That's all my rib cage can take. Ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, untied.
Yay.
Release. Oh, the sweet release.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, ha, 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 ha.
Back to the crazy.
Oh. Oh, did you guys hear that? I felt that. That felt lovely. Okay, let me go put this back in here.
Oh, Peanut, you scared the shit out of me.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn you.
I don't
Now,
think we're going to get any more people in here.
I know, huh? It's unfortunate. But it's been a good live stream.
It has been a good live stream and it hasn't ended once. So how about you end it now?
That's what I was about to say. I was waiting until you came back into screen to say it. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's
go
just better.
ahead and end this live stream here. You I'm all hearing the
Apparently, my
But-
husband was worried about me. I was hiding in my own little spot.
So I'm gonna end this live stream here. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I love each and every one of you that's been
Alright.
here for this.
1
Enjoying
second before
my
you
sweet
actually
spot
end
with
it
my
though. We're
Raven.
doing one more victory shot
One more celebratory shot.
for 50,000
My husband got scared.
followers.
Make it a double.
It's okay.
This
No
one,
need to be
it
scared.
is a double.
He can't hear you.
You
She
got
said,
one
it's
shot
okay. No need
for
to
the
be scared.
celebratory.
If you can't
and
find
then
me,
you got
I'm
an
in my
extra
little
shot.
spot. Leave me be.
Okay.
Also, don't forget
gonna
that next
make
week you may
myself
be seeing me on
hack
live stream.
Yes, the next live stream you're going, the next week live stream, you're going to see Copper on the live stream here with me in camera view.
We're so excited about that.
I
I'm
am-
so
I-
excited about that, you guys.
Just letting everybody know I will be live on TikTok in Sunrise.
I will gladly
Fantastic.
watch that. Did you hear that, people of
So-
YouTube? Go on TikTok. Watch her.
Ready?
Where can they find you on
Ready?
TikTok?
Alyssa's Little Owls. Alyssa's Little Owls.
I will go ahead and link that down in the bottom. Woo, 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 woo!
And I'll be going live off and on all day tomorrow.
That was a 3.
Yes!
That was
You're
a dab, a shot,
celebrating
and
like
a
I'm.
beat.
You're celebrating like I'm gonna celebrate when I hit 5,000. I'm just saying.
Yes. I will join you in that celebration because I celebrated just as hard for 5,000 as I am for
Well, I
50,000.
I celebrated. I
50K, yo.
celebrated 3,000 just the other day when I hit it. I was like, oh, 3,000. Everybody looks at me like
3,000 is a big number. Can you imagine sitting in a room surrounded by 3,000 people staring at you and saying half the shit you say?
I'm not gonna lie though. I've had my TikTok since it was called Musically, and I just now hit 3,000.
Oh my
Here-
god!
here's the funny thing.
I've
My-
only been here since November.
My TikTok, technically,
Yes,
I've
but
had it
You're
since
also awesome.
Musically.
I'm not.
I've had that TikTok.
I refused to get on TikTok all the way up until November when I was trying to distance myself from Facebook. So that is so ridiculous that I ended up at 50,000 already, you guys.
Me and
We're
Little
gonna get
Owl
you
are
there.
the same
We're gonna
because
get you there. I'm gonna get you there. Okay. I'm
me
gonna
and
help.
Little Owl are the same because I had TikTok when it was Musically.
Oh,
I just
of course we
Yeah.
did.
never posted anything.
Yeah, no, I had it
I had
Musically like.
Musically.
If you
posted
go
one
all the way
video.
down to my very first video, it used to say Musically, like it just now fucking turned to TikTok, and like for the longest time I used to joke because I only had like 100 videos, so you could like get to the bottom of it, and I was like, guys, go look, you can find Musically,
Right, and that's
and now
funny.
they took that away. They took
I
that
know,
away.
right? Why would they take that away? They should keep their heritage, man. They came
It's a
from
status
Musically.
symbol, yo. Because I mean, here's the thing: I'm at
I thought I
50K.
scratched their car.
I'm at 50K, but I've only been here since November. I have no notion of exactly how it has developed to this point. I'm only just influencing it now. So y'all's input is really important to me to make sure.
Well, I
I'm-
wholeheartedly you came to my live. That's how I found you. You just happened to drop by. You weren't even following me at the time. You
I was
happened
just
to
like,
drop
hey, you said
into my
you're
live.
live. And I'm like,
and I like flipped out because I had been watching you for like 3 weeks, and you jumped into my live, and I can distinctly remember flipping the fuck out. I can. I remember everybody when they jump into my fucking live. I
because
do.
I don't give a shit if you have 10 followers or 2 million followers. I'm gonna treat you the same regardless.
Here's the funny
one-
thing. The first time I ever hopped into one of Alyssa's live streams. I commented the first time. She immediately saw it and commented back. Like she
Well, see, when I
verbally commented
And
back.
no one does that, do they?
No, and I was
No,
sitting there like,
and
did she just read my comment? What
and
the
when I jumped
shit?
into her live because my name is Alyssa and it's on my TikTok, she's like, "We have the same name,"
Yeah.
and I was
We
like,
have the same name.
and,
Do you know
and then I
how
was
hard
like,
it was to find it? Everyone had a fellow Brittany or a fellow Jessica. There was Club Ashley. Where was my Alyssa's at? They didn't fucking exist.
Are you
yo.
kidding me? Like, I swear, every school year I had at least 3 Alyssas, and we all
You-
spelled our names differently. You are the first one that I have met that spells it the same way I do.
My mom named me after Alyssa Milano. Not a bad choice, if I do say so.
My mom named me after the I don't know her actual name. Well, her name's Alyssa, but she's from Charmed.
Yes, Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa
same thing.
Milano.
Oh, okay.
She was originally in Who's the Boss. That's when she got popular. And then she had her second bout of popularity come about because of the Charmed series.
And then when my mom told me that, it was like,
Get that part. The person who originally got that part shot the pilot, but then got another offer that she thought was going to be more lucrative and quit.
yeah, no,
Alyssa
my
Milano
mom
was a
literally, when she
last-minute
told me that, it was like right after I told her I was,
It was weird.
like, my mom literally told me, "Oh, this is who you're named after," right after I told her I was pagan. She was like, "Oh, that so fits." And I'm like,
Oh, can you
this
imagine?
was planned
I'm
at birth.
Alyssa. I'm named Alyssa, and then Charmed comes out. My specialty is psychic ability and premonition of the future. I'm the high priestess of a centuries-long coven of witchcraft. Centuries and centuries we've existed. I am training to be the high priestess for that. Charmed comes out, and the one person with psychic ability in the goddamn show, her real name is my name. Do you have any idea how many times I got called Phoebe?
All right, my phone is at 1%, so I'm getting off, guys.
Okay.
I love
Charge
y'all.
that shit for sunrise, bitch. Get some
I
rest.
mean, it's on the charger. As soon as I hang up here, then I'm gonna go sit by this dead fire and cry a little bit because my soul
Okay,
is
you know
broken.
what? You can bring it back to life. Just take some deep breaths, meditate while you're doing it, ignore all the other bitches.
Why am I gonna do that if they're just gonna kill it again?
Sit next to the fire. Be supreme lord of the fire, but be the influence on the energy of the situation. Love,
They
remember?
didn't bring any firewood.
It
How
doesn't
do you
go
how do you take care of? How do you have a bonfire and you don't have firewood?
I don't know, but they'll find stuff to burn. And then just sit there laughing manically and make them question their life choices with your enjoyment of your arson. No, make it creepy if that's what's going to make you giggle to me. I'm sorry they suck. I would never do that to you. Make it fun. You have the power here. Be weird.
Oh no. So y'all want the bad news?
Huh. What's his bad news?
Is it completely dead? Oh, it's fully dead. No.
No.
Go
No.
find more things to burn.
Oh no.
This is my new candle frame.
Oh. Go
But-
find more things to burn, love. My energy is headed towards you. And don't
On
worry, when
that-
Team Ravenwood gets together, we're going to have it way more planned and organized than any of that shit, sweetie.
And now, on that note of the poor dead fire, I am going to say I love everyone that came into the video call for this live stream. I also love anyone that came onto the live stream. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you all, my random weirdos. And make sure you peace out, stay high, live life as red, and do things your way.
And remember, please, if there's the only lesson you ever take from me, remember you are the source of your own sparkles. So please remember as you move forward on your path that you do not have to dim anybody else's shine in order to brighten your own.
Mm-hmm.
Much love, my people. Shine bright.
Bye, all my random weirdos.
Hmm.